Weekly, GarageBand, GarageBand Weekly, GarageBand Weekly. Need an answer to your question. John, you'll have a suggestion. He's a fountain of all knowledge. I think he might have gone to GarageBand College. What he doesn't know, we'll try and find out. So join the chat and give him a shout. Here's John. Here's John. GarageBand Weekly.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to GarageBand Weekly, and this week we're taking a look at the brand new sound pack in GarageBand iOS and Logic Pro iOS as well. It's also available on your Mac, so Mac users, you can also check out this cool new pack from Cory Wong. And let me tell you, I can't say that I knew who Cory Wong was before, but I've been down the Cory Wong rabbit hole, and it's been a lot of fun already. He's a really, really good creator, great musician, really funny, quirky dude, creates some great content on YouTube, and yeah, I think you'll enjoy this pack, and we'll be diving into that in just a little while. Probably a longer extended show here today because there's so much to go through and so much to show you in the pack. We have our news and notes segment. We can also answer any questions you may have. If you've got questions about GarageBand, about mobile creating, or anything related, all you need to do is put a big Q in front of your question, and I will make sure I tag it and answer it as we go through. Going to be a bit more of a casual one here today, which will be nice. Hello to the folks who are here live. Yes, very nice that they rolled it all out for Logic and GarageBand and Mac and iOS. Sometimes we don't see that happen. This one was just boom everywhere all at once. It was very cool. So I for one, appreciate that. Hello to Jade Star, who is here. G'day to Mark Bro. Thank you for being here. There is the rise of Dark Leela. Hello to you. Hello to Al Davis Music. G'day Audible Video. I hope everybody is going swimmingly and ready for some GarageBand creativity. We're going to dive in just a jiffy, but before that, our news and notes. And I've only actually got one other piece of news or note for you, and that is this, that Your Music Live, just a quick heads up, normally it's on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening or a Monday morning here in Australia. Going to be a day late, but not a buck short. So we've got the same show, the same goodness, the same great music and great independent music, but just happening one day late. So set yourself a reminder now and make sure you tune in. It's going to be cool. It's just Monday afternoon. Hey, you almost finished your work day. Don't bust your gut. Don't work right hard through till 5 o'clock if you're in the US. Just take a little bit of an early mark and hang out with us and watch some cool independent music. Episode 194, if you can believe it. That's pretty amazing. Oh, that's my iPad. We'll get to that in just a jiffy. So set your reminders for that one now. And the only other news is what we're talking about here today. And that is that we do have the new pack. There is a link down in the description. If you just want the Just the Facts Man version, I've got a 7-minute video that you can check out there where I take you through everything. Today, we're going to take our time. We're going to take a look through at some of the cool loops that we have in there, some of the kits, and even maybe the live loops grid that we have available in the brand new pack there on GarageBand, iOS, and Logic. And here's the cool thing. It's not an 808 to be seen. These are guitars, these are horns, these are bass, these are great percussion sounds. It's very cool. We're going to be diving into that in just a jiffy. Hello, Brad Example as well. I hope you are doing well, my friend. I wanted to play you something to get things started here because I thought this was super cool. I was doing my research, doing my due diligence, learning more about Cory Wong as a cool producer, creator, guitarist, just everything, content creator. And I came across this video that he put out only today, 8 hours ago. And this kind of gives you an idea, a little bit of insight into why I think Cory is one of us. And he's definitely right for this community. So I'm just going to play a little clip of this. Hope it's okay. Sorry, Cory, if you didn't want me to play this. But considering that he's doing a piss take of an Apple announcement, I thought that this was okay to play. The full video is linked down in the description. I'm just going to play a little clip for you here now because I just thought it was pretty gosh darn hilarious. Let's take a listen.
Just as we redefine personal computing with the Macintosh and transform the way that we communicate with the iPhone, We are now poised to reshape the music industry with something extraordinary. The Cory Wong Apple Loops Producer Pack. In the world of music, inspiration is the heartbeat. Creativity is the lifeblood. With this producer pack, we've distilled this essence into a tool that empowers every aspiring musician, producer, and artist to unleash their boundless creativity. Imagine a library of musical building blocks, each crafted with precision and passion by a team of musicians who are masters of their craft. Each cut carefully crafted and curated by Cory himself. Incredible. And the best part? The Cory Wong Apple Loops Producer Pack seamlessly integrates with the tools you already know and love. Whether you're using GarageBand or Logic, MacBook or iPad. These loops effortlessly become a part of your sonic palette, allowing you to focus on what matters most, the music. Our commitment to simplicity and elegance is embodied in every aspect of this producer pack. It's not just about dragging and dropping. It's about creating with intent and emotion. It's about empowering you to tell your story, compose your masterpiece, without the need for a formal musical education. In the spirit of Apple's DNA...
Oh, I just thought that was so funny. Yeah, so that gives you a little glimpse into the fact that this guy is not only one heck of a talented creator, but a really funny and really creative dude as well. So, yeah, Cory, we love you, mate. And, yeah, looking forward to exploring this pack here on the show today. Mark's got a question. Since I installed the new pack, my iPad is all funked up. Any clue? Oh, I love it. Mark, you're on fire with the dad jokes lately, just got to say. Very cool. David M's got a perhaps more relevant question, but he says, what are the implications of using live loops in your own musical productions? Can it create copyright issues with the music you produce? Fabulous question. Let's start with that. Let's dive into the pack and start creating, and I'll explain the pros and cons and the do's and don'ts as we go through. So let's dive into the iPad now and get started. I'm going to start in GarageBand. Let's go into GarageBand iOS, go to my ideas folder and hit the create song button, and let's get something started here, shall we? Why don't we start with drums? Drums are always fun. The drums you can use two ways. You can go to more sounds here, and we can go into recently downloaded. So you know you've got your acoustic kits, your electronic kits, your percussion kits, your custom kits. But if you go to recently downloaded, you can actually do it by pack. So if we go to the Cory Wong pack, we've got Cory's Rose, Cory's Lindrum, and Cory's Foley. Let's start with his acoustic kit because we can play this one out here, even though it's kind of using the electronic kit layout here. If we turn the volume up, we can use all of these samples. So these are all provided by Cory. He created these samples, and then you can use them. And here's the thing, to David's question, yes, you can use all of these royalty-free. The only thing in GarageBand that is not royalty-free is if you come out here and you go, I've got to go all the way out. I won't go there because it's going to take too much time. But if you use, say, the Katy Perry or the Dua Lipa live loops grids, those ones, when you open them up, they say these are for personal use only. You cannot use these. You cannot reproduce sounds. You cannot share these. You cannot use these in your own productions. However, the good news is that Apple, on their very own website, and I've done videos on this in the past, say that every Apple loop, every instrument, every sound in every producer pack is available royalty-free. So Apple pay the producers to create these packs, and then they give them to you to use royalty-free, and they're available to be used in your commercial releases as well. The caveat, the warning there, is that if you use a loop that is exactly the same as what someone else uses, and that other person puts content ID or puts copyright on that song, you can unintentionally be infringing on the copyright of that other person. So the number one rule with using sound packs, using loops, using samples is to make sure that you vary things up. Never just play one loop. In fact, I'm going to take a step back here and give you an example of this. So we'll go into the loops browser here to start with, and we'll go all the way back. So I'll show you how to get to all of these. We're going to unfilter all this. So we're going to go back to exactly how you'd see this so you can come in and play with these. So here's the situation. You're new to GarageBand and you're like, I want to create a cool new song that I'm then going to release onto YouTube and to DistroKid and get onto Spotify, and I'm going to use some of the sounds in this Cory Wong pack. No problem. We come in here. We go in here to our filter by. We filter by the sound pack and we scroll down and we tap on Cory Wong. We then go back to the filter by button, and these are all, once we go to Apple Loops, these are all the Cory sounds. So if we just used, for instance, and it really depends. So let's go with guitar, because the guitar sounds are usually the most like recognizable custom sounds. So if we go we'll go the Disco Dreams, shall we? And we won't go the bridge, we'll go the chorus bubble guitar. So if we take a listen, that's pretty cool, yeah? A nice little rising chord progression there. Tap it, drag it, drop it in our project. All right, we're underway. Whoop, that didn't work because we dropped it onto that drum track. Let's try that again. Grab it, put it onto a blank track. Oh, I can't do it because we're in drums. Oh, there we go. It worked. So we'll come back out to our track view. So now when we play this, if we made that by itself the entire intro to our song, guess what? Someone else may also use that as the entire intro to their song, and someone else may use that. So you are going to potentially get in trouble. So while you can use these in your releases 100% royalty free, it's a good idea to vary them up and include something else with this. So how do we vary them up? A couple of ways. You can come in here and you can edit this. So we can go to our settings and we could change the speed of this. We could double the speed or half the speed. So you want to go with like a little bit something frenetic. Probably wouldn't do that with this particular sample, but the main ways you'll do this is to come into your settings here, change your tempo. So I think Robert said this in the chat, change up your tempo. So make it a little quicker. Let's make it like 123 and kick it along. And the cool thing about Apple Loops is we don't have to sit in those C major. We can move this around. What if we make this like E? And then come back and play it again. And yes, because they're real samples, they're going to sound best in their native ones. So yeah, you might not want to play around too much with that, but you can vary things up by changing things. Now you're already hearing here that we've got some pretty cool sounds in this pack. So let's continue exploring this. Let's go back a step, because what do we have in this pack and how do we get it? Yeah, you're probably asking that question if you didn't watch the original video that I did. So we're here in GarageBand. Where do you go? You go to your sound library, of course. You tap on the sound library. You come up to the Cory Wong producer pack. You tap on it and you hit the get button. Now, I've already got that, so I don't have the get button. Mine says downloaded here. You can hit the preview button if you want to preview the sounds. It's going to sound like this. And it's going to give you a bit of a jam. Really, really cool. And you can hit the video here and actually watch a little bit of a behind the scenes of Cory Wong. That's also on his YouTube channel, which if you're not subscribed to, you should be. You should go and do that. If you're on iPad, if you're on Logic Pro for iPad, it's a slightly different way to grab this, and that is to go into your Logic Pro, like so, and down in your browser, you'll need to actually grab this one. So what you need to do is tap on this button in the bottom left. That's going to take you into your browser, and if we go back... Come on, Logic Pro, you can do it, mate. Logic Pro still has, we'll just open a new track here. Still has a few little quirks from time to time. So we open our browser, and right back here on the first browser page, you go to Sound Library, and it looks exactly the same, doesn't it? It looks just like your GarageBand one. I got this the other day. I don't understand this. I'd already downloaded it the other day, so goodness knows why I don't have it there, but one of the little quirkiness things of Logic Pro. So there you go, and we will hit done. You're welcome, David. Yeah, look, I was going to cover it anyway because it's probably one of the biggest questions I get about GarageBand in general, but especially when we start talking about loops and samples. So there you go. That's now been downloaded here, so we can now use those loops right here just as we did before. It's actually, funnily enough, it's a little harder to filter and find these because you're like, how do I get these? Well, they're right down the bottom here, but you need to kind of come across and tap your Cory Wong there, and then there you go. You've got them all here. And you can use these just as you do in GarageBand. You can just drag them and drop them into your project. But you can actually do other things. You can use, like your sample alchemy, your quick sampler, your drum machine designer, a bunch of cool things that Logic Pro allows you to do. It still doesn't let you click with your mouse, apparently, though. And the other thing we have is a lot of really cool horns, right? Yeah. So we've got some horn sounds in here, and we can use those in our Logic Pro tracks as well. Very cool. But we're going to focus on GarageBand today because all the sounds are exactly the same. And guess what? The show's not called Logic Pro Weekly. It's called GarageBand Weekly. And yes, there is Cory Wong's channel on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, get in there, get subscribed, and watch. Again, there's just so much fun stuff on there. He does these really well-produced videos. He's clearly an actor as well as a musician because he does some great stuff. Sorry, I'll stop waxing poetic about Cory's great work. Let's come back here and play with these drums, shall we? So using the Cory's Rose kit here, we can play these in just as we would. You've got a low cut and a high cut filter on here because they're like an electronic style drum. We've got drive and crush, so if you wanted to give it a bit more of that kind of driven sound or electronic sound, you can do that. We'll put a little bit of that on there. All right, let's just play in a little part here. We'll get to... Maybe we don't need the drive and the crush. Yeah, let's try this. So we'll record this in here. All right, that was terrible. Let's try that again. Let's get this... let's just do a little bit of a... Just a little hi-hat pattern there, because we'll be using some other drums in here as well. And this is what we can do to layer things up. This is what I'm talking about. See, we're already changing things up because now that's already different, right? That's already got some variation. Let's bring in another drum sound because there's 3 separate drum kits here in the new pack. So let's grab the beat sequencer this time and let's sequence up a beat, shall we? How we can do this is tap in the bottom left here and go once again to recently downloaded. You want to go to Cory Wong. This time let's get some the Lindrum. And it'll give you like a pre-programmed kind of beat there. Let's bring this in, but only from like halfway through this little intro bit. So we bring it up to here. You don't even have to turn it back on. You just hit record. And it adds and builds out our track here. The final drum kit that we have is the Foley one, which is actually kind of fun. Let's go back to our tracks view here. Let's hit the plus button and dive into this one. We'll use the regular drums this time. We'll go more sounds. Cory Wong, Cory's Foley, and we've got some stomps. I'm not convinced that that's not Cory going. I want someone to have just joined the stream, and that's the first 5 seconds that they saw. Is just... Anyway. So I'm going to use some of Cory's pops, because I think they just sound really cool. And again, I'm going to bring them in from this halfway point. Coldacre's just joined. You got to have fun. If you're not having fun producing music, you should probably go and become an accountant or something. So, we've built ourselves up a little bit of an intro here. Maybe we can add some bass. So let's see if we can find a bass for this one. Now, what you can do is you can use the same one. So this was, we were using the Disco Dreams. So we could come in here and go, the Disco Dreams bass sounds like this. Which actually sounds like, it sounds a little bit like, it actually sounds a bit like what's that dun 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 dun, that White Stripes song? I dig it. And don't worry, that's not a criticism. Everything sounds like everything. I say it every week, but 12 notes in the Western scale, folks. Everything sounds like everything. All right. Let's bring this in, because I like that kind of bridge bass sound, but I think that needs to come in like here where our percussion kicks up. So here's our little intro. We could probably use like some sort of riser, sort of... Cool. So we've built ourselves up something cool. Here's where GarageBand is better than Logic Pro. I know, hot take. We have sections. And the reason that GarageBand is better than Logic Pro and it has sections is that we can just duplicate out section A, give us section B, and now we can work on a second section here without having to recreate the wheel. Tap on all sections, and we've got everything the same. So what we'd want to do is bring these drums and loop them out. Whoop, that's not looping. That's not looping. We need to hit the loop button. There we go. And we'll do the same with these pops. Actually, maybe we don't have the pops in that one. We'll leave them out for now. But we definitely want that bass to continue on here. So we will loop out the bass. So now it'll do our intro, and then we can start building on this. And maybe what we do is we don't even have the guitar in this second half. So maybe we delete that. That's like our intro, and then our guitar can come back in. This can be like an intro and a verse. Like I can already hear it, can't you? And then this second half, we can bring in some other cool sounds. So let's go back to the loops and find some other cool things to bring in here. Oh, by the way, we've got cowbell, because you need more cowbell. So here's the Disco Dreams horns. I reckon these might actually work. You know how I said we needed a riser in that first section? I think these might work as like a little riser, just to sort of use as we come in here. Let's just see if this is going to... That was the weirdest crash I've ever had here in StreamYard. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, but we're back. That was super bizarre. Let me just bring my screen sharing and stuff back up. The browser just ended. You know that thing that says, oh snap? Yeah, it did that thing. So goodness knows what was going on with that. Let's just represent my, my iPad. It didn't want me to play the funk. It was just too funky. It said, I'm sorry, but the funk level was off the charts. You can't be that funky. Audio check. Audio looks good. Video check. Video looks good. Let's play the audio here. Are we back? Can I get some thumbs up in the chat just to confirm that we're back before I continue rabbiting on? Exactly. Cory Wong funked up my stream. Oh, snaps indeed. That was weird. I was like looking down here and I was playing around, and then I looked up there and it was just that weird like grey screen with the computer thing on there going, nope, not good. All right, looks like we're back. So what I was saying there is I reckon that these horns being a little bit off the beat here coming in is actually going to work really well here. Let's show you what I was doing before it rudely interrupted. Not bad. I think we could just cut it off there though, like coming into here. In fact, I don't think we even play that part, but I think it works as like a little bit of a tiddly, and then we can bring them back in here, like some different horns in this section. So if we come back and we use, say, what was that one? That was the bridge horns. Let's use the chorus horns here. Yeah, let's bring it in. Bring in the chorus horns down here so that we get a transition here. Wrong button. And then I think we need to kick in with like a full band thing. So that's kind of like our verse, and then we'll kick in with a full band chorus kind of sound. So once again, the cool thing here is, of course, we can we'll grab section A again and duplicate it, which will create section C here, and then we can bring everything in here. So let's bring in like a full sounding, just loop that one out, a full sounding chorus section here. And we won't create a whole song today, but we'll just show you how we can build out something kind of cool and funky in a very short period of time. Let's go back here to our all sections. All right, so we're building into there. And what we probably want is to bring some keys in here. So I reckon the horns we just use as some accents there. So when we bring into this full band arrangement, in fact, we might use a different guitar. So let's delete out that bubble guitar. Let's use a different guitar from this pack and bring it in here. So we'll go the chord, we'll go. I like that guitar feel. That could almost be in there as well as. So let's bring that in there as well. And I think we can have a rhythm guitar as well. Yep. So we'll bring the rhythm guitar in there as well. And I reckon some keys could work in here as well. And don't forget, you don't have to just use things from the pack. You can use just any random instrument and throw it in here. Oh, we need a cowbell, don't we? We need the cowbell in that chorus to go along with this to really... Yeah. Question here from Shatibin. Can you... Yeah, so you can in Logic Pro for iPad. You can't in GarageBand for iPad. Maybe if we wanted to demonstrate this, I'll tag this question. If we have time at the end, I'll bring this project over into into Logic Pro, and I'll show you how we can do some different tempo. You can do tempo ramping, go up and down. You can use multiple tempos. Excuse me, in Logic Pro for iPad, but unfortunately not in GarageBand for iPad, which is a little bit of a bummer. Let's grab some keys. Let's see if we can just grab another one of the packs, because I'm using all these. Let's just see. That's really cool. Not going to work for this one, but how cool is that? Like, some of these loops are just next level cool. Let's just find some other keys from somewhere that might work. What about the synth? What's this doing? Oh, I want that for the intro. I want that to be down here with these, I want that to go all the way through that first bit where we have this. Right? Don't you reckon that's cool? Maybe not at that volume, but just as something a bit interesting. So this is the fun part about playing around with this stuff. You know what's not fun though? Losing your project. So we're going to pause here for the moment. I'm going to throw a little ad in here. If you are a YouTube Premium member, you'll get to just continue watching, but there'll be an ad showing right now. And all I'm going to do while we go to commercial break is save this project. So the poor folks who aren't YouTube Premium members see an ad right now, and they won't know that that they should save their projects. But we'll come in here, we'll rename this one. We're going to call it Cory Wong Jam for GBW, GarageBand Weekly. So we'll come back into this one, and it's all saved in there. So. I love that. I love that off-kilter horn there. It's working well. What did I say we needed down here? Some keys. Yeah, maybe. All right, let's come back in here. Now, what about some keys from up the top here? The electric piano from the Blast Chiller. Might not working with this, because this is the thing. As soon as you start mixing and matching the different packs, they're going to tend to be in different keys sometimes, a different rhythm. No, You could definitely get that working if you tried hard, but no, not the case. Let's go back to the pack we were using here, the Disco Dreams pack, and see if we got any. We got some shakers, we got some cowbells, drums, organ. What about the organ? Simple. All right, let's bring the organ in here because that could work in here with our chorus. That's a nice little accent. I like it. All right, we've got 24 bars of goodness here. I'm pretty happy with this, and these are all from this Cory Wong pack. And I think you'll agree, this ain't your granddaddy's sound pack. This isn't your 808s, and this isn't your hip-hop pianos. This is not your synthetic sounds. This is like all cool and all funky. Not to diss on the other producers that have made packs, but I did reach out to Cory and said to him, this is instantly my favorite pack. I kind of fanboyed out a little bit because I think people can actually use this. Even if you're not using all of these, you can definitely use these as a basis. And again, like I said before, don't forget that you can come in here and you can add your own sounds. So I'm hearing like some electronic piano, or maybe even some like Hammond, some B3 kind of sound in here. So if I go to my keyboards and I go to my classic rock organ and go up a few octaves, let's just see what we can do here. That's what I think I'm going to play here. I think it needs to be here. I love that. So yeah, you can add your own sound there. That wasn't exactly what I was going for there, but not too bad. Yes, no 808s in the metal. And that's the thing. Like, I know people have said we need a metal pack, we need a country pack. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to that, I think. Should we record some vocals? It wouldn't be one of these weird, wacky shows where I do my own song if we don't record some vocals. So let's plug in a microphone, shall we? And record some vocals, and then I will ship this one over to Logic Pro for iPad and just show you a couple of things over there. So we'll hit the plus button here. We'll go to our vocals, and we'll turn on the microphone. Check, 1, 2. Turn our monitoring on. That's way too loud. Turn it down, down, down. Ah, la 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 la. You want to hit around 50 to 70% there. We'll just use might use something like the Radio Ready vocals as a starting point here. And I've got no idea what I'm going to sing in here, but let's just experiment. Let's hit the record button and see what happens, hey? Yeah, girl, we're making ourselves a little jam with the Cory Wong sound pack right here in GarageBand. Goes like this. I was walking one day, I had my iPhone. I wanted to get some funky sound. Cory Wong's pack came along. I wanted to rock out. I wanted some horns too. I wanted to have some fun. Hey, you can have some fun too. Rockin' with Cory Wong in GarageBand and iOS. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, girl. Wow, that was a thing. Yeah, I was clipping a little bit there. I didn't turn the microphone down quite far enough, but that was that was not quite it. Let's bring these vocals up to the top here and have a little listen to these as we play this back. Yeah, girl, we're making ourselves a little jam with the Cory Wong sound pack right here in GarageBand. Goes like this. I was walking one day, I had my iPhone. I wanted to get some funky sound. Cory Wong's pack came along. I wanted to rock out. I wanted some horns too. I wanted to have some fun. Hey, you can have some fun too. Rockin' with Cory Wong in GarageBand iOS. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, girl, come along. Oh wow! So with a little bit, with a little bit more attention, and maybe writing some actual lyrics, you can probably do something. Something a little better than that. But you can see how quickly and easily you can sort of build a track. And again, you don't have to use all the different parts, but we've varied things up enough that ain't nobody gonna have made a track that's quite like that. And we've done it by moving some of our samples around, by changing the speed up here. And in fact, I probably could have changed the tempo before I put in the audio there. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to do. There's a couple other things I wanted to show you before we finish up here. So I'm going to save out on my my Cory Wong jam for GBW. And what we can do is open this sucker up over in Logic Pro. So let's fire up over to Logic Pro for iPad, and we'll come out of that one. And what we'll do is we will go into GarageBand for iOS, into our ideas folder, into our Cory's Jam for GBW. It says, would you like to open this in Logic Pro? And I'm going to say, I sure would, except I can't. There we go. So it creates a copy, and look at this. It looks just like it does in GarageBand. We can play. I have my iPhone. I wanted to get some funk, and it gives us the ability to do some other funky things. Like for instance, here in GarageBand, what we can do is if we come in here and throw down, we can change up the tempo. So to our friend that had the question before, if we wanted to change the tempo here, we can actually add in some new tempos. So if we come in here and we go bang and bang, we can actually move between two different tempos. So if we just bring this one down, so say we want it to speed up, we can make it speed up right at that point. You can either make it ramp, so you can make it slowly speed up, or we can just grab this and bring it across and make it quickly go between two different speeds. So it will probably mess up my vocals because it doesn't change your vocals, but it will work. So let's just play this section here through, and you'll see how it jumps up in speed. Whoop, won't play the whole lot. We'll come back to here. I wanted to rock out. I wanted some horns too. I wanted to have some fun. Hey, you can have some fun too. Rockin' with Cory Wong. And you can hear there the speed problem with my in GarageBand iOS. But yeah, you can do things like changing your tempo. You can even have different key signatures and different beats. So Logic Pro for iPad has some additional options in there, and you can bring your projects in there. And again, if we wanted to add some additional sounds from that sound pack, all we need to do is come in here, go back to our loops, make sure that we've got the Cory Wong pack filtered by tapping here, and down the bottom here, filtering down to the Cory Wong pack, which I cannot for the life of me see because I'm in, oh, you know where I'm in the wrong spot. There's sound packs, come across, there we go, Cory Wong. There you go. So now we could bring in different sounds here. Yep, so we can then just drag these over and start adding them to our tracks. Here in Logic Pro, if you're a Logic Pro for iPad user. And if you are a Logic Pro for iPad user, check out my videos here on the channel as well. Search Pete John's Logic Pro iPad. You'll find my playlist, 25, I think, videos covering all the things you need to know about that. What's that? What's that, you say? You don't want to mess around in track view, you just want to jam on some cool Cory Wong sounds? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there's a simple way to do that using the live loops grid. What we're going to do is come in here, we're going to go to my ideas folder, we're going to create another new song. This time, instead of using track view, I'm going to hit the live loops button. And now if we scroll across, we're going to find the Cory Wong live loops grid. Have you used live loops before? They're kind of cool. So what you can do with live loops is you can play any one of these samples. You can tap, and it will play one of the loops, or you can tap an entire column. Yep. And then stop. So we can play individual bits and you can mix and match. So this can be kind of fun. If you just want to kind of build yourself out of bed, let's try and do something like that now. So let's hit record and let's just go with something like this. Add some more stuff. And you can just vary things as you go. Cory Wong is just too darn funky for this stream. It's just fact. It's just reality. It's just what happens. So what you missed there, what you missed there was me creating the rest of that cool jam, but you didn't miss much. So we're back. Yeah, it's the first time it's ever happened. Now it's happened twice. So good news all round. But there you can see it creates it, and then you can play around with it in track view here, and you can mix and move and match and add different effects and do whatever you want with this. Add your vocals, do your thing, have your fun, and it's really quick and simple to create something really, really cool. Yeah. All right. Very nicely done. Someone mentioned up here, all the way, look, how good would it have been? How good would it have been if this pack included a new guitar instrument where you could kind of play like... The thing is, can a virtual guitar play like Cory Wong? I don't know. But it would be cool if you could. If there was some sort of virtual guitar. There you go. There you go. Apple, Cory, get to work on that. We would love it. We would like to see a guitar instrument that has that Cory Wong sound. Signature sound. Cory's probably like, hell no. I ain't being put out of business by no virtual AI guitar. Question from David. Looks like a good way to explore the various loops in a pack. Can you tell what name of the loop is from there? No. Well, sort of. Yeah. Here's the thing. You can actually go in and edit it. So let's show you this. If we go into the live loops, you can. If you go into edit mode here, and there's a live loop. If you type Pete John's live loops, you'll get my complete guide to live loops. But if we, not that button. If we tap on the, how do we get this? Oh, I was sure. I was pretty sure that there's a way that we can actually see what these loops are. You can slide it out. Okay. So you can see what the instruments are. So you can see that there's the bubble guitar, the rhythm guitar, the fills, the stabs. But I thought that we could actually, someone might be able to help us here. I thought there's a way that you can say what this loop actually is. Actually, can't you see it in track view? I reckon you can see it in track view. Yes, you can. Look, there you go. So these are all part of the, what is it? The Slinky Groove. So that's the Slinky Groove bridge bass. That's the Slinky Groove chorus bass. Yeah, that's the Slinky Groove. So these are all part of the Slinky Groove, which, if we scroll on down, is this one here. So all of these Slinky Groove sounds are what make up the live loops grid. So you have access to all of these ones, and you can play around with them there. So yeah, there you go. So if you go from live loops mode back over to track view mode, you'll be able to see up in the top here the name of each of these sounds. And if you can't read it there, if you tap it and go rename, it'll pop it up down there. Whoops, which you can't see. Down there, if you've got bad eyesight like me, and you want to be able to see what it says. So yeah, good question. Great questions today, folks. Apart from the two random crashes, it's been different. We had a Slinky Groove, but I straightened it. How bad was Slinkies? Remember Slinkies, like that would last about a day? Like I bought my kid a Slinky a few years ago, and they like did it down the stairs. It worked once, and then it did that thing where it gets that kink in the middle of it, and it's just completely boned forever. It will never work again. Not cool. So yeah, look, I love it. Free. How do you argue with free? Just download it in your GarageBand iOS, your GarageBand iPad, iPhone, your GarageBand Mac. I didn't show it on Mac, but same sort of deal on Logic Pro Mac and GarageBand Mac, and of course Logic Pro iPad as well. I don't know. I think this is the right direction because we've got a lot of electronic producer packs recently, but my last favorite pack was the Mark Ronson pack because it had horns, it had guitars, like it was right up my alley. And sorry, Mark, but the Cory Wong pack is my new favorite producer pack here in GarageBand and Logic Pro. So that is going to do it for this one. Thank you everyone for being here. There's a few ways you can support me and the channel. If you'd like to hit the thumbs up button, that really helps out. If you want to check out the other videos on the channel, they're linked down in the description. Join me on Patreon, become a channel member, make a donation, do all the things that make you happy this week. And as I say, after each and every show, please be kind to yourselves, folks. Be kind to others. Keep creating. And I'll see you next time right here on GarageBand Weekly. See you later. Yeah. Oh. That's right. Right there. I'm going to see you next time on GarageBand Weekly. You better come along.